The most unexpected part of falling for my best friend wasn't the feelings themselves. It was the fear of ruining what we already had. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that maybe this is just the beginning of something beautiful. There's a certain comfort in knowing someone so well, and it's that comfort that makes falling in love with my best friend feel so right. But at the same time, it's the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I never planned to fall in love with you, but somewhere along the way, your smile became the one I looked for, your laughter the one I longed to hear, and now it's impossible to ignore the feelings that have taken root in my heart. Falling for my best friend has shown me that love isn't always a grand, dramatic gesture. Sometimes it's the little things, the way we laugh together, the way we support each other, that make you realize that this is something deeper than just friendship. In the quiet moments, when we're just being ourselves, I find myself wondering how it took me this long to see that I've always been in love with you. It's not a sudden realization, but a slow, inevitable feeling that I can't shake. It's scary to admit that I've fallen for my best friend, but at the same time, it feels like the most natural thing in the world. I never thought I could feel this way about someone I've known for so long, but now I can't imagine it any other way. Sometimes I wish I could go back to the days when we were just friends. But then I remember that what I feel now is something I can't ignore. It's not just love, it's a deeper connection that I never expected to have with you. Falling in love with my sad friend has made me realize that sometimes the things we fear the most are the things that can bring us the greatest joy. I was afraid of losing you, but now I can't imagine my life without you by my side. There's a strange beauty in realizing that the person you trust the most could also be the person you want to be with forever. It's like discovering a new layer of your connection, something deeper and more meaningful than you ever expected. I thought I understood love before, but then I fell for you. Now, everything I thought I knew has changed. It's as if the lines between friendship and love have completely disappeared, and I'm left wondering what comes next. Falling for my best friend has been a journey of self-discovery. I didn't realize how deep my feelings for you went until I couldn't ignore them anymore. And now I'm left wondering if I should take the risk of turning our friendship into something more. It's funny how life works out. I never expected to fall for my best friend, but now that I have, it feels like everything has shifted. The bond we share has deepened, and I can't help but wonder if this is the start of something truly special. There's a kind of warmth that comes with realizing you're in love with your best friend. It's not something you expect, but when it happens, it feels right in a way that you can't explain. It's terrifying and wonderful all at once. I never imagined that my feelings for you could go beyond friendship, but now that they have, I can't pretend they're not there. It's confusing, but it also feels like the most natural thing in the world. When I look at you now, I see more than just my best friend. I see someone I could spend forever with. It's strange because I never planned for this to happen, but now that it has, it feels like the most beautiful accident. There's a part of me that wants to go back to the way things were before I realized I had fallen for you. But then I think about what I'd be missing out on. Love is a risk, but it's also the most rewarding thing I've ever felt. Falling for you wasn't something I expected, but now that I'm here, I realize that this is the kind of love that's worth fighting for. You've been my best friend for so long, and now you're the one I want by my side forever. It's hard to imagine that the person I've always seen as my best friend could also be the person I'm in love with. But here I am, realizing that love doesn't always follow the rules, and sometimes it's worth taking a chance on. I never meant to fall for you, but somewhere along the way, my heart did. It's complicated and it's scary, but there's something so beautiful about loving the person who's always been there for you. Falling for my best friend is both thrilling and terrifying. On one hand, I'm excited about the possibility of what could be, but on the other, I'm afraid of ruining the friendship we've built. It's a delicate balance, but I'm willing to take the risk. It's strange how love can develop in the most unexpected places. I never thought I could love you this way, but now that I do, it feels like everything has changed. Our connection has deepened, and I can't help but wonder where this will lead. Sometimes, love doesn't come with warning signs or expectations. It sneaks in quietly, and before you know it, you're holding feelings for someone you never thought you could. Falling for my best friend wasn't part of the plan, but now it feels like the most natural thing in the world. I never imagined the lines between friendship and something more could blur so easily. One moment, we were just friends, and the next, I realized I was feeling things for you that I had never felt before. It's both terrifying and exhilarating. There's a strange kind of magic in the way love can sneak up on you, especially when it comes to someone you've known for so long. The hardest part isn't admitting the feelings, it's realizing that they've been there all along just waiting for the right moment to be recognized? How do you go from being just friends to wanting something more? It's like walking a tightrope between fear and excitement, unsure of what might happen, but unable to stop yourself from hoping for something more than just friendship. Falling for my best friend has been an unexpected whirlwind of emotions. Every little moment, every shared laugh has taken on new meaning, and I can't help but wonder if this was always meant to be. It's funny how life can surprise you. You think you've figured everything out, and then, just when you least expect it, you realize you're in love with the person you thought you were just friends with. There's a certain beauty in the chaos of realizing you've fallen for someone who was always by your side. It's confusing and uncertain, but it's also something you've never felt before, a blend of vulnerability and comfort. I always thought love was supposed to be easy to spot, something that happened suddenly and dramatically. But when it came to you, it was slow and steady. It built up over time, and now I can't imagine my life without these feelings. I never meant to fall for my best friend. It wasn't something I planned, but somehow, along the way, I found myself realizing that the person I thought I couldn't live without as a friend was the person I wanted to be with forever. It's a strange mix of emotions to find yourself loving your best friend. Part of you feels like you've crossed a line you can't come back from, and another part of you wonders if maybe this is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Sometimes the heart leads us in directions we never expected. I didn't plan on falling for my best friend, but now that it's happened, I wonder if it was fate all along. Falling for my best friend didn't feel like a sudden revelation. It was more like a quiet realization that the connection we had was deeper than just friendship, and my heart started wanting more than I ever anticipated. It's strange how the best friendships can sometimes lead to the most unexpected love stories. You grow so close to someone that you never realize how deep your feelings go until they've already taken root. I never expected my heart to feel this way. Falling for you was never a part of the plan, but now I can't help but feel like this was always meant to happen. It's terrifying, yet beautiful. You always hear stories about people falling for their best friend, but when it happens to you, it feels like everything you knew about love and friendship gets turned upside down. I'm both scared and excited about where this journey might take me. It's strange to think that the person I've shared my dreams, fears, and laughter with could also be the person I'm falling in love with. But here I am, wondering how things could ever be the same again. It's not easy realizing that the person you trust the most could also be the one you want by your side forever. But when it happens, you can't ignore the feelings that quietly creep up on you. Falling for my best friend wasn't something I expected, but now that I'm here, I can't imagine my life without you in it. The thought of losing our connection is far scarier than the thought of taking a chance on something more. It feels like everything changed the moment I realized I was in love with you. The way I look at you, the way I feel about you, it all shifted in a single moment, and I don't know if I'm ready to face what comes next. There's an odd kind of peace in realizing you've fallen for your best friend. It's not the kind of love that's loud or dramatic, but the kind that's steady, comforting, and always there, even when you don't expect it. I've spent so much time with you, and it's hard to pinpoint when the change happened. One day, we were just friends, and the next, I found myself wishing I could hold you a little longer, kiss you a little deeper, and make you mine.